Hello, friends. In this session, I want to discuss about balancing the cost and opportunities of generative AI by adoption into pharma industry. As we know, generative AI is having lot many benefits, but I'm trying to put over here the budgeted cost and finally the benefits which are going to be drawn actually. So I'm trying to integrate from the finance point of view how those things can be achieved. So my agenda over here is will give you a brief introduction and then look out at the potential benefits, about improvements in efficiency and productivity and cost savings which are going to come. And on the cost side, what are my implementation costs? What are those challenges are there? What will be my initial investment? What about the data quality and privacy and all? And how those balancing strategies can be thought about it, we discussed it out. And finally, a conclusion. This is a brief, small thought process which I am having it actually. In the introduction, what are those factors which we need to consider is that where those cost implementations are coming up in generative AI adoptions and all that. So as we see that there is a hardware requirement, there's a software requirement, there's a new AI-based models development, machine learning models are there and all that. And finally, the implementation, how we will move from our analog systems to digital systems and all that. And then in that, what are those potential opportunities and benefits are to be thought about it. Then comes the strategic planning, actually. These are the general points are there, but you have to draw a plan. You have to give a strategy. Strategy is from you're evaluating the various process areas, and in each process area, what is the return on the investment? So it can be into the distribution logistic, it could be into manufacturing execution, it could be into procurement planning, supply side or something. So there are various things are there. And then there are again short-term investments are there, short-term benefits are there. But at the same time, you have to also consider the long-term investment when you're really looking for a end-to-end integration, no, across the complete supply chain. It's going to be a long-term process. So we have to really draw strategies for that. And then comes to the implementation challenges. No, there are a lot of technology hurdles are there. You may have your old legacy systems running up and on. How you will integrate them? How you will pick up data from those systems and integrate with the new technology, new systems, new data, and all that. Which at the same time you have to also keep it in mind about the regulatory compliances which are going to be required over there. And then there could be a potential risk factors like technology obsolescence or maybe changes into the technologies or failures into the technologies, maybe onto the hardware side or software side or something, and how you will develop those strategies to overcome those things actually. So here I'm just trying to put some benefits for the quantitative figure. These are refer from the various sources which are shown onto the internet and all. So they say that global medical sector could save maybe 10 to 20% of its cost saving actually. You can also say okay, that what are the benefits which will come up during this AI implementations and all. And external agencies who can create for the content creation, that time also can be reduced to 5 to 20% and all. So that saving is there, and the potential benefits is that improve efficiencies and productivity across the complete digital supply chain management, and generative AI can enhance, 10 to 20% of the productivity, performance, profitability. These are all integrated. Your productivity gets linked up to profitability. Your performance improvement also gets to profitability and its value saving and all. So automation and routing tasks can lead to 20 to 30% performance improvement into quality management and customer satisfaction. This will vary again from your plant operations, your legacy systems, and many things. Your even people, their adoptions, and all that. So the improvements on efficiencies and productivity. Generative AI can impact onto productivity. It will enhance the productivity by 10 to 20%, and that will boost the performance and profitability. Automation will also lead to benefits actually. Today you may be capturing the data manually, entering into the systems and all. So capturing all data directly maybe from IoT, then getting into the system and uploading into the cloud. Cloud will integrate with other systems. It will do the analytics. It will share with all stakeholders. A lot of those automation benefits can also lead to maybe 20 to 30% and increases customer satisfaction. The cost saving, as I mentioned earlier, can lead to maybe 10 to 20% of after the implementations and all. And then external costs like you are depending upon the supplier, you are depending upon the transporters, you are depending upon maybe outsource delivery from other contract manufacturers and all. So those savings also can be considered over here. Now let's look at it, the implementation part of it. So initial investment, maybe these are just figures actually for mid-sized companies to large companies. So your figures can range from maybe zero point 0.5 to maybe 10 millions and all also. And then substantial cost is required into the hardware and then the custom-based model development and all that. Then the next step is actually data quality and privacy. High quality, unbiased data is crucial and costly, while robust data security measures are to be taken into consideration for the essentials and all. Then comes you have to do the provision for the regulatory compliances also, so that navigating complex regulations add to the cost actually. The regulatory requirements are also increasing, 21 safe are also in there actually. So supporting all those documentation requires maybe fine-tuning your algorithms, machine learning, documentations and all. And then that adjustments are to be incorporated into AI models and all. And then the cost of integrating with your existing system, existing infrastructure, existing hardware, and all that is also to be considered. So expenses of training to the staff and managing those changes are to be. So initial investment costs are quite high, and these are also always a challenge and all that sort of thing. So you have to keep this in mind. Why I'm stressing this is that this is a starting point actually. So you have to really prepare for entire thing, from hardware, software, change management, and migration, and the transformations and all that. And this needs to also take into consideration the data quality and privacy. Many times, why I'm sharing this is many times into the budget, these factors are not really taken into consideration and all that. And if you use the not accurate data, then that may lead to have create a more business problems also. So data quality and privacy is important. Ensuring high quality, unbiased data for training generative AI models is very crucial, and it's a very potentially a costly thing actually. And implementing robust data security measures to protect sensitive patient information is essential. Coming to the regulatory compliances, navigating complex regulations and enhancing AI systems meets the industry standards add to the implementation cost, and that is how the cost of initial investment goes up and all that. So potential need for adjustment into the AI model to comply with the evolving regulatory requirement. And finally, integrations and change management. See, you have to consider the cost associated with integrating into your present existing infrastructure and those expenses related to training to your team, all stakeholders and stakeholders, and the entire organization needs to be considered and all that. So this is where the challenge is into the balancing. I think I gave you a brief idea about the considerations of the investments into the uh, transformation from the old systems to the new system. And then I shown you the benefit part of it. So balancing is very important. So prioritize your high impact use cases and focus on to those areas where you will have a significant ROI. And then that includes from drug discovery to the clinical trial. Everything you can take into consideration. So identify those processes which will show you the high benefits actually. Then go for the phased implementation. Begin with the smaller projects and then go to the larger projects and demonstrate that the value what you can get it. And then that will help you in scaling up to the factor. Leverage the partnership. You have to collaborate with the technical companies, academic institutes, and all that, where the uh, benefits can be also shared. No? And invest into the data stream infrastructures and continuous evaluation is required. So finally, the conclusion is what I want to say. There are pros and cons always there. So real-time adverse events monitoring can be reduced actually, which is the most important benefit. Sometimes this may not be able to identify into a quantitative figures, but qualitatively this is very important. Automated regulatory document generation and submission, which you will not be able to see any quantifiable benefit. You may say, okay, some time saving is there, but this correct, accurate data or documentation will give you a better uh, credibility into the audit forms with everything. Intelligent resource allocations to R&D, improved patent landscaping and all that, and AI-based drug repositioning and all. And then the negative factors is regulatory compliance challenges you have to take into consideration, data privacy, security you have to take into consideration. High initial investment is a big challenge. Bias and inaccuracy into your AI models. If you're not really given thought onto that, may create a challenge. And then black box decision making is really going to. So I tried to give you some brief ideas, and the conclusion finally is that we have to potentially weigh the benefits and implementation costs and drive the innovation. See, the better data availability, you can take a better decisions, corrective decisions, which we can lead a path to the innovations also. So take into consideration all that and do. Thank you. Bye.